The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Open Friday, the one and only talk show bringing the best of Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Reina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche Friday mornings, and here's a look at the wonderful art-related show ahead of us. First up, a brief look at the Bronx Wrestling Federation's new event happening next Saturday. And then we'll hear from La Mimosa Art and the purpose behind the display exhibit. Following that, world-traveling artist Apollo, who happens to be very popular in Copenhagen, shares his inspiration with us. And in the sports roundup, with Bobby C, we'll say goodbye to a Bronx bomber. And in our Open Artist Spotlight, gallery owner Alfredo Gonzalez shares the wonders of colors from Gallery 71. All this coming up because now we are officially open. Once again, welcome to Open Friday. Reina Valentin here, your Café con Leche for the next hour. Remember to stay in touch with us and check us out on Twitter at BronxNet TV or on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, follow me at Reina Valentin. Take a moment to send us your voice, your views, your vision. All right, we're going to get right into the colorful moment with who else? My BAF, that's animated friend, Gail. Hey, Gail. We have that 5K coming up. How you been training?
Been a long road, a really long road for me. Because since I went to the gym last Friday,
right, and
I accidentally dropped a weight on my ankle.
Oh no!
It kind of still smarts, but doesn't stop me from wearing my heels.
Apparently, and you're still wearing them lovely.
Absolutely, girl. You know how I get down.
Oh my goodness! But you know what's really awesome is that you heal so fast.
I'm not completely healed, but you know what it was? Is that there's a person on your staff.
Right.
And I want to keep up with her.
Okay.
Her name is Halsey.
Okay.
And she's always wearing these stilts.
Oh, yeah. She's totally an inspiration. As you notice, you've inspired me to wear different types of stilettos as well.
Are you working out with them?
I'm trying little by little.
How's that going for you?
Well, I haven't ran with them yet. However, I dance with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you fall?
No, I haven't fallen.
Oh, good.
And actually, speaking of running, I have been running a couple of miles throughout the week, actually a mile. But, if we add them up per day, it's a couple of miles.
But that's not how the 5K works, Rena.
I know, but I'm building up. I'm building up, and I'm actually proud to say that I'm actually up to a mile. And I hope to get up to 5 by the time October 27 comes in. And what I did want to share is I've actually been swimming now. Baron Ambrosia inspired me to swim.
Did he really? With his Bronx River swim?
Well, yeah, and just the way he like dropped. I mean, he just like toned up like this, training for that
Swimming
swim.
will do that for you, man. It's a full body workout.
It is. And you know what? It actually massages the body because it's actually been assisting the tightness that I've been, obviously suffering from in running. I mean, of course, you're supposed to stretch and so forth. So in addition to the stretching, I'm actually including the swimming. And I'm going to do this.
Do it, girl. I know you can.
Yeah.
But to get back to this 5K, it's only 3.1 miles. So I think you only have 2.1 to go.
Right. But we're talking like consistently, like not one a day.
No, of course not. Silly
right.
girl.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. But the beauty of it is that, BronxNet is not only celebrating 20 years, they're celebrating 100 years of the XT Trail, and actually they're suggesting that people come in costume.
That would be so cool.
So,
Imagine a bunch of zombies. We can make it a zombie run.
well, it's October 27th, which obviously is near Halloween, and I think it's really cool that everybody come and jog in costume.
That would be cool.
So
And you know what?
what would you come dressed as?
Do I need to come as anything else but me?
Oh, but of course not. You're like fabulously
I am
colorful.
way too amazing to costume this.
So,
Girl.
yeah, well, you rock, honey. I'm telling you, when I grow up, I want to be you.
You should be me for Halloween.
I mean, you work out in heels. You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I think that's a wonderful idea. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Oh, wow. We don't have too much time. But, just going back to the Van Cortlandt Conservancy and BronxNet event that's happening October 27th, which I'm really excited about because it's got me pumped. I'm running.
I'm super psyched for you.
Thank you.
That is so cool. You know what I also think is really cool about this run is that it's like you said, it's celebrating the 100 years of the Cross County Trail.
Yes.
But they're also doing it to help support storm resiliency efforts.
Correct.
All the proceeds from this event go to support that, and they hire specialized staff to help keep the paths passable after storms and to stave off erosion. After Superstorm Sandy, it's been a really long road for the Cross County Trails, and I think this is a wonderful way to revitalize them and have people see how beautiful the Bronx parks are.
Yes, absolutely. We are the borough of the parks, and not only that, it's so beautiful to run alongside the trees and nature, and it's beautiful weather now. It's breathing weather, right? It's not that humid. And you're right, people are still recovering from the Superstorm Sandy, and we're proud to be a part of that contribution.
Yes, we are.
And
I'm going to be there. I'm going to cheer you on.
I'm so excited. You're going to have pom-poms for me. You have to have like plaid pom-poms to match
I'm going to talk to my mentor and friend, Michael Ferraro, about having plaid pom-poms.
Your mentor and friend. You're hilarious.
Of course.
All right. We'll catch up next week, doll.
See you next
All
week.
right. Have a good one. So, if you guys are interested in being a part of the race, you can actually register online. And you can go to vcpark.org. And once again, that's happening October 27th at 11:30 a.m. And once again, you can go to vcpark.org/news/98-run for the trail series. Once again, we are part of it. BronxNet Fitness 5. Woo! We are psyched. All right, we have to take a break, but we'll be back with the Bronx Wrestling Federation after this. Don't go anywhere.
I love being in classrooms like this one and learning new things. But I'm a Brooklyn girl, and I know school can be hard. It's demanding, and we kids have many distractions, lots of other things we could be doing. Sometimes even your friends may tell you that school isn't cool, that it isn't the place to be. Don't listen to them. There's nothing more important than education. It's the key to everything else. It helps us understand our world and be better people, better friends, and better citizens. So stay in school, and don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough or smart enough. Be a star, shine brighter than anyone else, and you'll make the grade.
This has been a public service announcement of the Make the Grade Foundation. Go to makethegrade.org to learn more.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Hi, welcome back. And the Bronx Wrestling Federation, woo! They provide actually the same showmanship and excitement of being at a WWE match. The only difference is, well, it's a BWF match. That's right. They're here in our backyard. And to tell us about Saturday's events happening in October, we welcome Bronco Internacional, Danja, Big G, and Black Dragon to the show. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome. Thank you. How's it going?
I'm like scared just sitting here. Well, no, because everybody's like, yeah. So, this is really exciting that we actually have our own federation here in the Bronx. And we thank you for being here with us. And so let's just introduce who each of you are, because one of you is a manager, some of you are wrestlers. I don't know if homeboy over here can talk through his mask.
Bronco?
Bronco.
Bronco can say a lot.
Okay.
Say
So you are
Danger 730.
Danger 730.
Absolutely.
Yikes. And you are
Oh, I'm Big G Money.
Big G Money.
Black Dragon.
Black Dragon.
Representing
and then
the Black Mafia.
Oh, representing the Black Mafia.
Black Mafia all day.
And then we have Bronco.
The Bronco International.
The Bronco Internacional. Oh, wow. Okay, so just really quick, how does one get into wrestling, first and foremost?
Gotta be crazy.
You gotta be crazy.
A lot of heart.
A lot of heart.
Training.
Training.
Nah, actually it starts from if you're a child and you really like, it's anything less like learning something growing up. If you want to be a doctor or a police officer, that's your childhood dream, you follow that. Unfortunately, we all had dreams to be professional wrestlers.
Interesting. Since what age?
It started for me, I think when I was maybe about like 5 or 6 years old.
5 or 6 years old?
12.
12 for you?
Yes.
And you?
Ever since I was a child, I remember play wrestling in diapers, so it was in our blood.
Played wrestling?
Wrestling.
I love it. Now, and you?
Translate.
¿Desde cuándo te gustó la lucha?
¿Desde cuándo?
Oh, ya, desde pequeñito.
¿De qué edad?
Ya de esos de 15 años más o menos.
Okay, so he was a late bloomer, 15 years.
Ya tengo 30.
By comparison to you guys.
Ya tengo 30 años en el negocio de la lucha libre.
Oh, nice. No, nice. Okay, so he just shared that he's been in the business for 30 years. And, what kind of toll does this type of training take on the body?
¿Qué esto hace a tu cuerpo?
Oh, mi cuerpo es llevado a lo máximo en entrenamiento, porque es bien difícil la carrera de llegar a ser un luchador profesional. Uno tiene que entregarse 100% a lo que es la disciplina para tú llegar a ser un luchador que te le pueda presentar públicamente.
Okay, so he's saying it's really intense and very disciplined training because you obviously you have to really be disciplined in order to take the beating that you guys take because I mean you're slamming your bodies on the floor regularly.
It's not so much that we're slamming our bodies like we demolishing our bodies because this like Bronco said, you have to be really into it and really stable to how to do this because this is not for the average person. I wouldn't say I can do your job and you wouldn't say you can do my job, but
I don't know if I want to do your job.
This is not, it's not for the average blue collar person.
It's not for the average blue collar person. And you guys actually put on a really good presentation. I saw some of the videos on YouTube. So you really go all out with the music and the introduction and the intimidation and the jumping on the ropes and all of that.
The intimidation part is real.
Right, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you're intimidating me right now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You guys are intense.
But we got to give the fans what they want.
I know. The man didn't even take off his mask. Hello?
Imagine driving down the street, looking over and seeing that in the car next to you. Talk about intimidating.
Seriously, man. You walk around like that? ¿Tú andas por la calle así?
No. Mi máscara es algo que me oculta mi identidad, pero llevo mi vida normal dentro de como cualquier otra persona. Ya cuando voy a hacer algo público, que lo van a ver cantidad de personas, como en esta ocasión, que sé que lo van a ver un sinnúmero de personas, tengo que salir como yo. Cuando no tengo la máscara, ya yo soy otra persona.
I like that. So he has another character.
A veces,
But what he said actually is that, he has a normal life inside of that mask, but that when he visits public appearances, he makes public appearances, he wears the mask so that people understand, that he's serious about what he does. Now, you guys have some events coming up, so talk to me about the big one, October 5th.
Okay, October 5th is going to be our big event. Black Mafia, Danger, Black Dragon, myself, and not to mention the BWF Tag Team Champions, Darkside and Devious, who unfortunately can't be here with us today. They will defend the Tag Team championship against whoever's in our way.
Okay.
And like you said before, intimidating, only be intimidated when you're in the ring with us. That's the only time.
Right.
When you're in the ring, it's business.
Right.
Other than that, we cool.
Got it. So where do people get tickets? Like, how do they get all the information on it?
Go to 1123 Close Avenue between Close and Watson, Darrow's Gym. The show starts be there at 7. The show starts at 8. The tickets are $10, $5 for kids.
For the kids.
Right. Oh, nice.
Any questions? You could contact this man Bronco at 646-321-2628.
Now, just before we go, what made you guys decide to form this federation here in the Bronx? It's a great concept, by the way.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids. Actually, Bronco is the one who had the idea about forming a federation. And with his expertise of taking the federation to a different level, he put together some great things that we have called, such as, the Black Mafia, the Sucios, and a lot of other tags.
Sucios?
Sucios,
That's our Puerto Rican counterpart.
Okay.
The Sucios.
Uh-oh.
And along with Boricua Most Wanted too, BMW.
Oh, boy.
Muy importante es que nosotros tenemos ya 4 años haciendo esto. Por primera vez, yo creo que en más de 2 décadas, 20 años, no se estaba haciendo esto, y lo estamos haciendo aquí en el Bronx. Y ya la gente nos sigue. Hacemos algo bien bonito, algo bien familiar. Por eso nos hemos mantenido con la cantidad de gente que nos visita. Hacemos un show el primer sábado de cada mes.
Okay.
Y la persona ya se siente en familia, van, se desplaza la familia entera a los eventos que hacemos. Es bien bonito.
Nice, that's really nice. So he's saying that they've been doing this for 4 years and they do the first Saturday of the month, and that once you come, you actually feel like family. And it's very interesting because here's this man it looks intimidating with a mask, but yeah, he's the family man of the whole group. Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. Woo! Bronx Wrestling Federation. Awesome.
We all have personal lives outside of wrestling, but this is where our heart lies at and our bread and butter there. And if it wasn't for Bronco right here, we don't know where half of us would be right now because we do work a lot of different places. But Bronx Wrestling Federation, that's our home, and we love it. And we're trying to let the Bronx know that we out here and we're not going nowhere. And if you think about the WWE, forget that. Come right to the BWF.
All right, BWF. Thank you guys for being here.
Baby.
All right, for more on the Bronx Wrestling Federation and their upcoming event at Close Avenue, October 5th, you can go to the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Bronco Internacional. Right? It's in Spanish with a C. And we'll be right back. Actually, don't go anywhere. We have Carolyn Mima Texidor after this all new Rena Gets Lean episode. Check it. In the first season of Rena Gets Lean, we went on an adventure and tried out different methods of training and eating to develop a healthier lifestyle. While on that journey, we discovered the level of commitment it takes. So join me in season 2 as we continue to explore and form new habits to reach destination Rena Gets Lean. All right, everybody. It's Saturday morning, St. Mary's Park, 10 o'clock. It's past 90 degrees already at 10 a.m. in the morning, which means today's workout is going to be a scorcher.
You guys ready to sweat it out today?
Yeah.
Sobro Fit ready?
Sobro
Let's go. Let's put our hands in.
We get inside the park and I see Marlene. And as soon as I see her, she greets me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. She has great energy. And boom, drop your stuff, run around the track.
Let's go.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Now.
All right.
Avanza.
Oh, my goodness. She scared me. Hi to you too, Marlene. Thank you. I do work out in a fitness center that happens to be air conditioned, and this particular workout was totally different because obviously it's summer, we're outdoors, it's hot, just standing there you're sweating, we're in a group, it's boot camp. Let me repeat that, it's boot camp.
on, you're cheating. Let's go. Come on, up, up.
This is my first time participating in the Sobro Fit Boot Camp. And Marlene is quite the spitfire. And she is an inspiration. However, she's a little challenging to keep up with, okay? I mean, she was on 3 and I was on half, right? And, you know, I'm determined. And I'm going to keep going.
Vamos.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay, I'm coming. One of the things that I find invaluable is, like, you know, being in that moment of feeling depleted and just really burnt out, like I'm at my last, and then, you know, she comes over to me, Marlene comes over to me and she whispers in my ear, she's like, Rena, come on, you got some more in there. And somehow she's able to pull out from that reserves that I think that I don't have. For who? For me. Because that's who it's all about anyway.
Good, Rena. Rena got through it today. You did so good.
Thank you. We have arrived to the conclusion. And the conclusion is stretching. It's kind of like the reward, to just kind of be with the trees and the park and everyone and just stretch and kind of have that reflective moment of accomplishment, you know, because that's what it's all about.
You guys did good. Woo. How did it feel your first time?
It was great. It was great. The inspiration about today is that it doesn't cost anything to work out. All you got to do is go to a park, and by doing so, automatically, being out there in the heat, you're going to sweat. You're also going to get your vitamin D from the sun, and you get to just exchange some type of energy with the elements of nature. Now that I got my butt kicked by Marlene, the trainer, time to heal my form with Daniel, the physical therapist, in the next episode of Rena Gets Lean. And welcome back to the studio as we mosey on back in from the outdoors. For more on Sobro Fitness, you can check out Marlene Ortiz at facebook.com/Sobro Fitness. Woo. Now, La Mimosa Art, the display, is a collaboration of emerging and established artists in New York City. And here with us to discuss the display, a personal project that grew out of her work from being a domestic violence survivor, we welcome La Mimosa, Carolyn Mima Texilor.
Thank you, Rena, for having me.
Absolutely welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Now, because Domestic Violence Awareness Month is beginning next month, it's October, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Everyone knows I'm a domestic violence awareness advocate and survivor myself. I love when I have guests such as yourself who are able to share outlets in I guess, self-therapizing. Self-therapizing.
Yes.
And so, let's just share with everyone a little bit about your journey.
Well, in early 2003, I began a relationship, and within a year, I soon realized that that relationship was very violent. A lot of things occurred, and pretty much we had gotten into an altercation, and my thumb was almost severed in my right hand. And throughout that healing process was actually where my art was born from. That was the only way that I could really express what I was feeling without having to deal with the repercussions.
Okay, so you were injured in your actual writing hand.
In my writing hand, my stronger hand.
Your stronger hand. And your art is actually created from
my left hand.
From your left hand.
I had to learn how to be ambidextrous throughout that process. So the majority of the work that I created between 2003 and 2009 were all done with my left hand.
Wow. Do we have any of your images to show our audience?
They should. I sent some images.
Okay, so maybe we can look at some of her images as we just continue sharing this story, because, you know, it's something to actually be right-handed and draw, right? I mean, to do artistry is just, it's a beautiful way to exercise the child within, right? But to do it from a place of healing and then actually relearn how to use an object with your weaker hand, and actually create art, that must have been something.
It was, and it actually taught me that I can learn anything new. and that anything that I may have, character defects, flaws, whatever it may be, so long as I work on it consistently, I can make it stronger and I can make it better. That was one of the biggest lessons for me as far as, yeah, there it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just share a little bit about what we're looking at.
Well, right now you're looking at actually one of the first series of work. The bottom middle is the first piece that I created when I was healing from the injury to my hand. And that one I called Danza de Espíritu, because really my spirit was dancing and they're just trying to find a way out of my
Are we talking about the one with the black and the red?
Yes, and the white back.
That looks like a universe and the moon?
Yes, yes.
Well, that's just my interpretation.
That's beautiful. And the other pieces there that are kind of geometric, I call that pieces of me. That pretty much, for me, describes what my life was like as it broke into pieces. My relationship, work, my home. I lost pretty much everything I had worked for. I had a home, business, and everything with this individual. And my life literally came to pieces.
And you were able to get out of
Absolutely.
it through releasing it through your hands.
Releasing it through my hands, releasing it through my art. I distinctly remember the day that everything came to an end and I had to start packing my things, and I went through my artwork and I laid everything out between the dining room and the living room, and I completely collapsed in that process because I couldn't believe, without words, for a woman who I feel I'm very opinionated and I have a voice. I've always known that. But being put in a situation where my voice literally could not. I couldn't speak. I couldn't give my honest opinions about things. And then looking at my artwork and seeing
your voice through that.
My voice through that, to me, was yet another rebirth. This whole process of surviving domestic violence for me has been a constant rebirth of things. I started with the art and painting and expressing myself, and somehow it all turned into La Mimosa Art, the display.
Which actually is even another component, which we were just going to get to, which is awesome because now you extended it to other artists.
Yes.
And so now you curate other artists as well.
Yes.
Now share a little bit about that.
The display, as you said, is a collaboration of new and emerging artists. And what I'm really trying to do, and what I'm managing to do little by little, is bring other unknown artists together with artists who are well-known or emerging, and bring them together under one roof, along with poets, musicians, singers, and artists, people who are artists in any form. Bring them all together under one roof to just support each other. It's very hard out there, and there's not a lot of support, especially for Latino artists who are not known. It's very difficult. And my vision is I want to bring it all in. I want everybody to share in each other's art and their skills and their techniques and just be happy and love.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? You're accomplishing it. I visited the website. It's beautiful. It's a great, to surf. It's visually beautiful. Some of the artists that are actually performing, so the photography is beautiful.
Yes.
It's got a lot of, you can tell there's a healing component to it. And I applaud you.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on, just seeping and just soaring through.
Thank you.
And not staying in the victimization aspect of it.
Yes, and you know what, Rena, I have to tell you that. I've seen you work for a long time. I followed you. You are my Latina Oprah Winfrey. I have to tell you. I follow you, and I'm so proud of you as well. In those moments of reflection for me, I try to think about women, strong Latina women who are out there doing their thing, and you're one of the first top 5 people that come up in my head. So I appreciate everything that you're doing, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Nice. All right. Woo, that was emotional. And thank you for sharing. Woo! Thank you for sharing your emotions through the arts.
Thank you.
Yes. And actually, you can learn more visually by going to thedisplay.org. All right, we'll be right back with another internationally known artist when we return.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. And this was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. That jellyfish aren't made of jelly. That stars don't just come from the sky. That the ocean is bigger than all of us. This is the day we all got to forget that I was sick. And it changed everything. This was my wish.
Hello and welcome back to Open. Our next guest is from, well, all over the world. How's that? He was born in Dominican Republic, moved to New York City, San Francisco, and Copenhagen. He currently resides in San Francisco with his art inspired by his daughter that happens to be very popular in Copenhagen and Europe. Well, he stopped in to tell us more about his art travels. Please welcome to our Open studio, Apollo Cabrera. Hola.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, and thank you for being here with us.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Woo. So, let's just share, because I actually met you at the La Mimosa
Right.
the display, and we just had La Mimosa on set prior to your segment.
Right.
And one of the things that she said was that she takes emerging artists with known artists, and you, my friend, are actually the famous artist.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, I know. That's what we love about you so
Wow.
much. That actually highlighted the emerging artists.
Sure.
And so, just share a little bit about your background with everybody. because
Well,
we don't have a whole, day, but,
I know.
we'll do the best
I'll
that
make
we
it
can.
short.
It's exciting, that's why.
Well, I started with my grandfather. He was a historian for the theater, and I love dance and movement and color. So I started as a agent, and I said, I can do that. So I began painting. So I go to jeans, I paint everything that moves, I paint. And I like my thing, that's why I sell it. And I try to put it higher so I won't sell it. And somebody else come around with $3,000 or $4,000 and they buy it. And I say, okay, then, but I want to keep what I do.
I know, but that's hilarious, though.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Do a lot of artists do that? Did you hear what he said? He actually put the price up so that people wouldn't buy it, and they would buy it anyway.
Right. But when people go with the heart of selling what they do, they don't sell it.
Interesting.
And I have sold 53 of my art, just like that, with not knowing. But I like if I keep it, I like it. So.
Okay, so Apollo's style is abstract, but his style is very colorful.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope we're going to be able to show you some images as we're conversing right now. However, you're really popular in Europe. How did that happen?
Well, I think people in Europe, they like the warmth and the colors, and it takes away from the problems. They have the money and they have the time, but here they brush you off, and I don't care about the American art society. I care about the European. I have sold in Brussels, Japan, England, Denmark, Norway, everywhere that is, because people spend a lot of time in their apartment because the weather is so bad, so my art will lift you up.
Nice.
That's it.
That's a really good outlook
Sure.
on just decorating our home,
Sure.
right, to warm it up, right?
Yeah.
And so the other thing I wanted to share with our viewers is how you used to work for Versace, and we should share this because you actually paint on clothing as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And my girlfriend used to work for Levi's, and I started getting bored, and I painted on the jeans. I paint on people's clothes while they're on the phone because I get bored and I'm very important. So I don't care about them. I care about my brush. So I started painting jeans and putting my fur coat and going to expensive places, and people like it and they bought it.
Oh, maybe we can look at that. Can we look at some of those images
Yeah.
of his jeans, of the jeans painted,
Oh, yeah.
the colors that he uses?
And I used to work for the circus, painting clothes for Cirque du Soleil, and because I painted clothes and I just want to make it, and my ideas stick, they like it, and I say, okay, do it. Yeah.
Right. And so this is, and you actually come from a history. Okay, we're looking at images now, and wow, this is,
Wow.
yes, what were you saying, wow?
Because I took my clothes off and I ragged this painting, and I sold it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I sold it.
That's so funny.
I enjoy doing that work.
Okay, let's
And
see
they
what
put-
else we have.
And I went to the people's house to see the furniture and stuff and to see where it goes.
Right.
So, yeah.
Where did they put it?
In the living room next to the blue couch, and I have to move the furniture around and everything. Oh, it was a mess.
Oh, wow. And let's see what else we have.
Oh, yeah, those are the jeans.
Those are the jeans.
Mhm.
Those are the jeans I was referring to. I would totally rock those jeans.
Oh, I love them.
And
So-
I would never wash them either.
Oh, but you can wash it inside out,
Oh,
and
you
the
can?
painting doesn't go off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I did a fashion show in California with this. It was great.
I'm sure.
Oh, I love it. It
Now
was
you
great.
use your daughter's inspiration. Now why you actually document that?
Sure.
So why is that so important to you?
Well, now she's a model in Copenhagen for Levi's, and she's the only person that saw me paint. I allowed her to paint because I was crazy, but she was my only critic and stuff, and I love her so much. I mean, I sent her mother to work and I stay home with her, and she was a good friend and stuff. But my daughter, she's not like a child. She observes. She doesn't break things like a rough child. She holds things with her hand and stuff. And wow. And you know, I love children anyway, but I don't like every child.
Right. And
No.
how old is she now?
She's now 15 last month. She's starting to be 15.
She's 15. Does she travel with you?
No, but she travels with her mother. She goes all over the world. I mean, her passport. And she came here and she didn't look like a teenager. She was grown up with this camera and stuff and observing. And I love that of a child because I like people that learn.
Yeah.
And she's a good learner.
And I can only imagine everything that you've learned
Oh,
being
yeah.
so worldly.
Oh, God, yeah. I love my life. I learn everything.
And you know, if there's one thing that you could share with us that you get to share and that you get to hold on to from all your travels, what would that be?
Well, to learn and to teach and not to have an ego. Just go out there and share what you have. Some people might not like it, some people might like it, but it doesn't matter. As long as you are there to offer your work, it's okay.
Right, and of course, if you do it with color.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
We're claro.
Yeah,
We're claro.
pa'lante.
Thank you so much for stopping
Oh,
in.
thank you.
And once again, for more on Apollo Cabrera, you can visit his website by going to www.apollo-cabrera.com/index. All right, we'll be right back with Bobby C Sports Roundup. Don't go anywhere.
Every year, mothers lose their babies to gun crimes. always be your mother's baby. So before you commit a gun crime, think about who you'll leave behind. Gun crimes hit home.
Gotta get that. Oh, I must be careful. Well, that's a nice picture.
Come on, Anna.
Okay.
Foreclosure doesn't affect just you. It affects your whole family, too. If you've fallen behind on your mortgage, we can help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE because nothing is worse than doing nothing.
We begin our weekend sports roundup at the big ballpark in the Bronx where the New York Yankees bid adieu to legends Mariano Rivera and Andy Pettitte on their final homestand. Check this out. Two more members of the core four said goodbye to the Bronx faithful this week, with Andy Pettitte making his final Bronx start following an abrupt retirement announcement Friday. The Yankees celebrated Andy on Mariano Rivera Day as the greatest closer of all time. Enjoyed his final homestand in pinstripes. As the pinstripers retired Mo's number 42 for good as a Yankee. The same number the legendary Jackie Robinson, who broke the game's color barrier, made iconic.
It'll be
Rivera,
good.
the last to wear number 42 after its retirement throughout the game in 1997, was lauded in a 50-minute ceremony that included visits from ex-teammates, the retirement of Mo's 42 in Monument Park, and a fitting performance by heavy metal rock band Metallica, who jammed Enter Sandman, Rivera's entrance song, on the outfield warning track.
What surprised me the most, oh my God, I mean, see the band there, Metallica down there, you know, I mean, playing the song. I mean, but the whole thing was special.
Talk about Mariano and Andy and what they brought, especially Mariano. He was a very quiet but powerful force in the clubhouse.
Mariano, when he finished talking to the media, he was done with it. And why was he like that? He told me that he gave it all out on the field, and he wouldn't change anything that he did about it. It just happens sometimes.
And you basically, you became a spectator. There was no more work to do for me. I just handed it to him and trusted he'd bring it home.
Pettitte was throwing a no-no through 5, but a couple of mistakes at the wrong time led to a 2-1 loss to San Francisco. Pettitte gave up a solo shot in the 6th, and when he departed in the 8th, reliever David Robertson allowed the inherited runner to come around and score. The loss was the only hiccup in a perfect day of tributes for Mo and Andy.
So, all that going through, but extremely frustrated that I would make a mistake like I did late in the game like that in a close ball game.
Want to go and help the team as much as you can, and I was ready for that. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but yes, I was ready for it.
Bronx Bombers lost Sunday and needed a sweep of the Tampa Rays Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday just to keep their faint playoff hopes alive. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, it just wasn't meant to be. We go back inside the locker room for our latest Diamond Cuts as the Bronx Bombers fell Tuesday night on Mariano Rivera bobblehead night, an evening that seemed doomed from the beginning.
You can look at the Boston series, we didn't pitch well. And then we played well in Baltimore, and then we didn't really swing. We pitched better in Boston the next time when we went there, but we didn't swing the bats. We didn't swing the bats in Toronto. We lose a game on Sunday 2-1 where you have some opportunities to take the lead and you're not able to do it.
Even after scoring 3 runs, everybody's kind of like, oh, well, they can come back and score 3 runs and with one swing of the bat. So for us, that keep adding runs, was huge for us. Definitely to add the insurance runs was huge, and obviously coming in here, we know this was a huge series for us, and like Delma said, just to get the ball rolling and set the tone right from the get-go was really important.
Everybody's just rising to the occasion. Everybody knows what's at stake right now, and we're playing our best baseball. The last 5 games. So we're looking right now to continue going forward and hopefully, win the wild card.
The bobbleheads arrived late on Tuesday night. Many fans would have to line up later in the evening just to get their collectible, a real scene to say the least. Wednesday wasn't much better. Starter Phil Hughes struggled again, and the Yankees were eliminated from the postseason. Here's Phil after the game.
You never know what the future holds right now, but just a tough way to end things here. Not making the postseason. I was here in 08 when the last time we did that, and it was tough then. It's tough now. It never is, obviously never a good feeling, and but the guys in here, we fought all year with injuries and stuff like that, and for me personally to have the year that I did, it was extremely tough to go through that.
Thankfully, Thursday night gave the Yankee fans some cheer in the Bronx despite the final score. The Pinstripers said goodbye to Mariano Rivera in a 4-0 loss, his final appearance at the stadium as he is set to retire after this 3-game weekend road series in Houston. Rivera pitched the final 2 outs of the 8th and then 2 more in the 9th. Derek Jeter and Andy Pettitte came out in the 9th and removed Rivera in an amazing scene at the stadium. The Bronx faithful gave him multiple standing O's. More on Rivera's night in the Bronx in the C list. We had a Bronx homecoming for Doug Marrone last Sunday. We shift gears and go inside the Jet locker room for more. Buffalo Bills rookie head coach and Bronx native Doug Marrone wasn't all too pleased with Sunday's New York homecoming after the Jets overcame a team record 20 penalties to hang on and beat the Bills 27-20.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the team and everything that's going on right now, and going back to work and cleaning this thing up and getting better and just keep fighting. And that's what I basically told the team. We're going to have to be that type of team where we have to get up, every day, and we have to, rely on each other and just keep fighting our way and just keep fighting to get into these games.
Gangrene quarterback Geno Smith threw 2 TDs, including the go-ahead 69-yard strike to wide receiver Santonio Holmes in the fourth quarter after the Bills had tied it 20-all.
I feel like he takes a step forward every week. Like I said, he learns different things, so you don't know what people are going to throw at you, so you got to make sure you click over to, what are they doing or how are they showing certain things. So other than that, I think he's doing a great job every week. He comes to practice, straight business, and, I feel like he's doing a great job.
Jets are 2-1 and off to Tennessee Sunday. They look like a playoff team. Meanwhile, the New York Football Giants don't have that playoff swagger, at least not yet, as they search for their first win. Big Blue was crushed 38-0 in Carolina last weekend. Didn't see that coming. They'll try and regroup in KC this Sunday at 1 p.m. Time for some quick hitters. Mariano Rivera's baseball jersey is tops in the major leagues right now. It's a bestseller according to MLB.com. The website has sold more Rivera jerseys than any in the second half of the season. Mets pitcher Matt Harvey is second to Rivera on that list. With Rivera saying goodbye, the Yankees will certainly have a different look in 2014. The biggest question mark centers around all-star second baseman Robinson Cano, who is set to hit free agency. Sources say Cano wants a 10-year deal for a staggering $305 million. You know how many jerseys you can buy with $305 million? MLB Commissioner Bud Selig says he will retire in January 2015. He must have been inspired by Mo. The Mets fell to Milwaukee Thursday night, but have 3 more with the Brewers on the weekend, including Sunday's Mets Hall of Fame induction ceremony for Mike Piazza. The Amazons will try and finish off the season on a high note. On the NBA hardwood, the New York Knicks have rehired Steve Mills and named him the new president and GM. Former GM Glenn Grunwald has been demoted but will stay in the organization. Knicks and Nets media days are set for Monday as the NBA season is only weeks away. And on the ice, Derek Stepan did indeed get that deal I said he would from the Rangers, 2-year contract. And hey, Bronxites, the run for the Trail Series is coming up here in the borough. Circle your calendar. Sunday, October 27th at 11:30 a.m. Celebrate 100 years of the cross-country trail and 20 years of BronxNet television by getting fit and having fun in the 5K race. Come on out to Van Cortlandt Park. Check out bcpark.org for more. Go online and register. Maybe I'll even join you. Maybe. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for the Moment of the Week. For anyone who has worked in this business of sports media, they'll understand that we often have to shuffle from one event to the next. And sometimes that means being late, and sometimes it could mean even missing your mark. Fans at home may not fully understand that, But as they say, that's the nature of the business. One thing is certain, Yankee fans can understand this. If one sportscaster is running late to a game and it happens to be the 8th inning and the Bronx Bombers have the lead, he or she better get there quick, because once the call goes to the bullpen in the 9th, sometimes even in the 8th in the Bronx, the way it did last night at the big ballpark, the game as we know it is 99.9% of the time is about to end, and it's likely to end quicker than any baseball game in the 9th. The man responsible for that is the great Mariano Rivera, the only man who could share a number as magical and powerful as the number 42, a double digit that has become synonymous with the legendary Jackie Robinson, the man that broke baseball's color barrier, and a true American hero. Like Robinson, Mariano is the stuff that movie magic is made of. The Yankee closer has been the closest thing to perfection for the past 19 seasons. He holds every closer record you could think of. Is it really any surprise that his last appearance in the Bronx was zeros across the board, if you were keeping score at home? And to boot, he's now the lowest earned run average of any pitcher in history with more than 1,000 innings of work. So many people this week shared memories of Mo. Mine is oh so simple. I don't think I've ever hustled more in my life than several late trips to the ballpark once I hear that song, Enter Sandman. 99.9% of the time, I made it, but there were a couple that I missed. But albeit late Thursday night, Mo made sure to wait for me. Even in a game in a season that is now lost for the Bronx Bombers, Mo was able to put the finishing touches on a moment that superseded the game. I could only liken it to something from a movie, maybe James Earl Jones in Field of Dreams telling Kevin Costner's character that people will come, Ray. Or perhaps Costner in the movie For Love of the Game, when the ace pitcher Billy Chappell puts pen to baseball and writes the words, "Tell 'em I'm through, for love of the game." Billy Chappell. When Derek Jeter and Andy Pettitte went to the mound to get Mo one final time in the Bronx, if people weren't watching with their own two eyes, they may not have believed it. It had that movie-like feel. The only difference, of course, it was real. Like the Field of Dreams come true to life in the Bronx. And yes, like the great Mariano, it hit the mark. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child. Give. Advocate. Volunteer. Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Hello, welcome back to Open. Today's show has been all about art and the beautiful role it plays in our world. So we thought we would sum up the rest of the show with some more art. This time from an art gallery owner. Our final guest owns Gallery 71 in Manhattan, established in 1994, showcasing hundreds of artists in many different mediums and genres for the past 19, going on 20 years. And to tell us more about the featured art and upcoming exhibitions, we welcome Alfredo Gonzalez.
Well, thank you, Rena, and thank you for having me on the show. Wow, 1994 to now almost 20 years will complete next year, September 8th. And I'm excited to say that it's been a really good run so far. We're near some of the major museums, the Met, the Frick, and also the Whitney. And among the artists that I carry are international artists as well as artists here in New York City. One of the artists that I do carry in the gallery is Alexander Beffeline, of who I've had a show of last year. And his work, I don't know if we have any visuals yet, but...
Of Alexander?
Alexander Beffeline.
Well, I'll let you know when they pop up. So.
His work, he's a German artist working out of Stuttgart, and he does a lot of New York City things because he loves New York. And in fact, here's
so that's the actual gallery.
Here's a picture of my gallery during his last exhibit, and the 4 pieces across the front is a suite of New York pieces: the Empire State Building, the Woolworth Building, the Flatiron, and also the Chrysler. Oh, well, we got some food for those who made it to the show.
Yay, I'm hungry.
Now, the pieces that you're looking at are some of his watercolors, which are exceptional. I'm sorry we can't get it any closer, I guess, but those watercolors that are there is very fine pencil work. And he not only does watercolors, but a lot of what I do sell of his are etchings. And so for people who can't afford to spend $10,000 to $12,000 on his watercolors, the etchings start at about $250. So it's a nice alternative.
It is a nice alternative. Now, you know, how does somebody get into the business of owning an art gallery?
Well, most people in my business will go ahead and retire from making a lot of money on Wall Street or elsewhere and want to go into the gallery business. And I did mention to someone a long time ago that I don't know if I'll ever retire from this business. And what they told me was, you don't retire from your business, you retire into it. In my case, to get into this business, I started as a picture framer at the age of 15 while I was in high school. Thank you to my brother Ibrahim Gonzalez,
The late Ibrahim Gonzalez, yes.
who was a correspondent here for you guys.
Yes.
He had gone for a job interview downtown on 10th Street and 4th Avenue and came back and says, they need a part-timer. Do you want a part-time job while I was in high school? And I went down, they loved me, and the rest is history. And that was 35 years ago.
Wow. And now, from what I understand, well, you've been exhibiting like hundreds of artists for all these years, right?
Some come and some go.
Some come and some go. And I also understand that you actually focus on like the cityscapes, landscaping, just like environment art,
yes.
right? I know you had an artist that really did some fine work with some images of Paris or just like rooms in Paris.
That would be Lynn Shaler, and she happens to be my best-selling artist. And one of the best stories that I have in my gallery of any artist, she went out to Paris on a Fulbright scholarship while she was at Pratt Institute during her grad studies, and literally came back, packed her bags, and moved back to Paris, and that was about 30 years ago. And her etchings of Paris are not only interiors, but a lot of the exterior scenes, Pont Neuf, Pont Alexandre, and a lot of the common day street scenes. We have images.
Yes, you were looking
here we
at
go.
her as we speak.
Oh, there's Marion Welch. We went a little too far with that
one.
Let's just talk about her. Marion Welch is my only artist in the gallery that's exclusive to Gallery 71. We're back to Lynn Shaler. This piece has a great story behind it. Chez Madame Vimot, that's by Lynn Shaler. It's one of her more beautiful etchings that seems to be a lot less tight if we looked at some of her other ones. But this is a piece that she did for a woman who loved her work, and her daughter was an artist. Lynn Shaler somehow managed to come in and do that piece for her while her daughter was sleeping. Her daughter till this day still doesn't know that piece exists.
Well, you know what? You know we could be here all day, like just going through the images, but the idea really, people, is for you to make sure you get out and go to the gallery your own. But before we go, I just wanted to share with everyone your wonderful news in all this art exhibiting, inspiring you to finally
show my own work. And in fact, I've been a photographer since I can remember. And after 19 years of owning a gallery, I've decided I want to start showing my own work. I don't know why I've taken so long. Do we have any images on that yet? And I'm going to start with the Parisian images, and we'll see where that goes. I do want to start exhibiting quite a bit more, but for now we'll start with what I've done in Paris and in Spain.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us, Alfredo.
Really appreciate it.
And again, we just give you a little taste of what you really should go and see in person. So check out gallery71.com online to get a taste of the fantastic art on exhibit. But, you know, of course, there's nothing like viewing art in person. So go to the gallery. Gallery 71, that is. It's located at 974 Lexington Avenue. And that is our show for today, people. Thank you to all our guests for coming through and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Recablecast tonight and throughout the weekend here on BronxNet and 24 hours a day at bronxnet.org. Once again, I'm Reina Valentin. And from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide peace, prosperity, and love. Mwah. Adios.